Hey guys, it's Sportspective,
And it's Skayzzz.
and welcome back to the ISO Paradox podcast. Skayzzz, I don't like the way you said your name this time. That was a little creepy.
Listen, bro. I was with my man Katie, bro. We were just chilling, vibing. But then I talked to your bitch ass. And with four teams remaining, the Oklahoma City Thunder are a bunch of bums. Jokic should have win MVP.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to get into it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's start off in the East. What's your prediction? Knicks, Pacers.
All right, bro. This is a Skayzzz certified prediction. My real OGs know. Lock in with me. Okay. Skayzzz with no fucking banger. Video banger combination. Let's run it. The Skayzzz is predicting the Pacers.
In?
6. I feel like I'm gonna leave my feel like later on, but like
You know what's crazy?
what's crazy?
I have the exact same prediction.
And this is why ISO paradox works. You're
I,
capping with
I,
me.
I don't know. No, I
Are you
swear.
capping with me?
I swear.
No, I
I
was I
swear.
was just joking. This never happens. I've
I
never seen
swear.
I've
I
never
swear.
seen me
I
and
know.
you
I don't think
be
we've ever had the same
yeah.
agreement, but I don't think for as good as the Knicks are,
Yeah.
I've seen this so many times. They get to the later rounds in the playoffs.
Go
Thibodeau
New
plays his
York, go New
guys.
York.
He plays his guys 40 minutes a night.
Hmm.
When they were up against Boston by like 35 points, I hate to say that, but he put OG Anunoby back in the game with 6 minutes left. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I think that this is the time where they kind of crumble with injuries,
Rudy
with
Gobert.
fatigue.
Anyways, yeah, keep going. Fatigue.
Just
Yeah,
injuries.
injuries. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that
Rudy Gobert. Yeah.
Jalen Brunson,
Anthony Edwards.
Mikal Bridges,
Uh, Shai's cousin.
he didn't do anything. What do you mean Shai's cousin?
He had that aura though.
Oh my God, bro, is dick riding all you do?
No, I'm
Like
saying,
you
look,
literally got that nigga dick in your mouth right now. I see it.
Anyways,
We're cutting this whole part out. We're
no,
gonna go.
I
No,
think
we
we're
are.
leaving it. I think we're leaving it in.
I don't think
Well,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So for as good as the Knicks have been, and you look at a team like Indiana, they go 9 to 10 man deep every single time they play. Their guys are well rested. They didn't just come off a 6 game series. They beat the Cavs in 5 games. They had more rest. I just think Pacers take this in game 6.
you want to move on to the West because I
Well,
feel like we have
I
two
want to give.
different.
I just want you to tell your reasoning for Pacers winning the series over the Knicks. Is
Do you
it
really
just
want?
because
Do you
you have
really? Do you
hatred?
really? Do you really want
Because
to
I feel like
know?
yours is I feel like yours is just the
I
hatred
think
of the
mine's
Knicks.
emotional. I don't.
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
think I have a
Yours isn't.
logic.
It's not really
If
critical
you want me to
thinking.
be logical,
Yeah, I still think the Pacers win. Even logical. Think about it. It
no,
makes sense.
I don't think the Pacers can win because
Can win?
I will win. Sorry, will win. If I'm being realistic, I'm gonna say Knicks in 7. I say they push him that far, but I say the Knicks actually. Uh, hold on, I can't do this. The Knicks make it to the NBA Finals.
First time since. First time since what? Like 95.
give me my goddamn money. The payback's a motherfucker, ain't it? Nigga.
Patrick
Not.
Ewing. 94. 94. Patrick Ewing.
Oh my God.
90,
Anyways, yeah,
95.
no,
I feel like
I
95
I, I
maybe.
don't I
They
don't I
played
don't
Hakeem. They played Hakeem. I remember.
I don't
Well, I don't remember,
you
but
don't remember, but yeah. Um, damn,
I don't know. I think Pacers are
we
are
won't see New
are
York
better
anymore. That city will go into flames. You know that, right?
if they lose.
If they win.
even if they lose.
No, if they lose, it's gonna be another year. But if they win, New York will be off the map. This is a Spider-Man villain level attack. I'm just praying for the goodness of the American citizens. New York doesn't win a championship. Praying on that. But I do think that they have more firepower. They're more experienced. Not as a team, because it's Cat coming in. But even then, who's gonna I like I'm taking a Karl Anthony Towns, a Jalen Brunson that's entering his prime, or if not,
Hmm.
he's already in it,
Hmm.
that over a really good team, a really good constructed team. And as much as the constructed teams I feel like always are better than the star dependent teams, I think that the Knicks make up with that with having one of the best starting fives in the league. And
That's
there's
fair. That's fair. Yeah.
and their bench is not they're not scrubs. They're not nothing to look at. And I'm like, we're gonna cut that part out. It was
Yeah, you were
lagging for
glitching.
me.
I know. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
glitching. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Um.
Just to take over from the part where I say uh why do
Oh,
you
why
think
you just said all of that?
I know. Just say it again. Why do you think okay, let me
Okay.
go. Let me go.
Yeah.
So before we move on to the West, I just want you to kind of give your opinion on why you think like don't do it from like an emotional standpoint that you
That's
think
what
the
I'm.
Pacers will win.
That's what I want to do.
Like logically, do you think the Pacers win the series or
No. Um. I I think a skate. Come
does
on.
it just not want you to talk about the
That's so
oh my God,
confused.
every time you've done it is it's
Okay, ask me
fine,
again.
but the minute we bring it up,
It's the Knicks, bro. It's the fucking Pacers, actually. Okay, ask me again.
okay. No, well, so before we move on to the West, I just want you to I just want to ask you are you just saying the Pacers because like an emotional
Yes,
standpoint?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
from a critical analysis, what do you think? Can the Pacers beat the Knicks?
Objectively, if I wasn't a Celtics fan and I'm looking at it just plainly with what I have in front of me, I think the Knicks take it in seven. With them being a more experienced team in terms of Karl Anthony Towns, in terms of Jalen Brunson hitting or if not in his prime, I feel like Jalen Brunson has. I feel like definitively in the East he's been the best player overall, and that's not only because they made it to the conference finals. His performances offensively have been
Fourth quarter too.
crazy.
He's been
Fourth quarter,
yeah.
Mikael. Okay. I, yeah, no, Karl Anthony Towns is an amazing. Like, I don't think I'd ever say that in my lifetime. I thought I would, anytime playoffs would come in, and I thought I would just stop talking about Karl Anthony Towns after a little while. But
Hmm.
he's been insane. He's a, a one of the greatest big men, the greatest center shooting of all time.
As he likes to claim all the time.
Yeah,
He
he,
he never not says it. So
yeah. And
I
it
understand.
showed that series.
I understand what you're saying with the star power that New York has versus the Pacers,
Yeah.
but we look at how well constructed the Pacers team is,
Hmm.
and I wonder if New York runs into that same issue they had last year with the
Hmm.
injuries, just because they're playing too much
Mhm.
minutes.
I take that and I took that into consideration because I always will take a team that's well constructed over a star dependent team. We look at that as the 2021 to like 2023 Nets. We look at that to the just a bunch of teams. The Suns, you're gonna hear a lot of Kevin Durant because this guy goes to super teams, and if it's not the Warriors, it doesn't work. If
Yeah.
it's not with Stephen Curry, it doesn't work. Um,
No, I get that, but this Pacers team kind of It reminds me a little bit of like
They don't have any firepower.
but it reminds me a little bit of like a 2004 Pistons without the insane defense. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like one of those.
They
So
don't
we've
have
seen it.
that. Yeah, they don't have
We've
that
seen it.
superstar.
We've seen it happen where
Mhm.
teams that are just constructed well, put
Mhm.
together, just better than other teams are, especially not 8 to 10 man rotation just works
Mhm.
sometimes every once in a while. I
Mhm.
feel like Pacers could be one of those teams,
You know
but
why I'd argue that? You know why I'd argue that? I agree with you. For the time, it did work, but look at now. Even when we see teams that are not heavily star-studded, like I see the 2019 Raptors with one main all-star in Kawhi Leonard, and maybe you could say Siakam,
yeah,
or the
Bucks in
Bucks
21.
team
Yeah.
with Giannis Antetokounmpo and a Michael Jordan game from Chris Middleton every once in a while, or like just any or like a Dirk Nowitzki 2011 Mavs like these are teams where they have a player which would be Haliburton in this scenario because that's what we're calling him, the star of the team, and we're using the cast around him, which can work, but I don't think that Halliburton has the level. I don't think he'll ever reach that. Truly as it stands, they'll play this clip 5 years from now when he wins a ring, and I'll look like a dumbass. But I think he will go down he'll go down as a player that will be floating around in the playoffs, and he'll never actually make a push. That's why I see like their starting five, the Knicks, one of the best starting fives in the league. Hurts me to say.
But then what about after that? Like once you get
Yeah,
past that
yeah.
five,
But you
yeah,
don't
I
think
know.
the Knicks have ran into those concerns?
Well,
Like that's the whole concern of the season.
It's the whole concern of the season. But the problem is just the wear and tear on
Hmm.
players playing that much, especially like it happened last
Hmm.
year too. And I hate to say that because you don't wish injury upon anybody. Uh, you don't wish injury upon anybody. But I just think that them playing that many minutes, that long, especially we talked about it, it's every other day now you play. It's not 2 days off. You're
Yeah.
playing you
Every
play
game, every
every single
day
day.
has a
So
game attached to it.
a lot of material that we're going to be posting in that meantime. So let's move on to the West.
Um,
OKC, Minnesota. I'm
this
gonna
is
go
the harder
first.
one.
Let me go
Yeah,
first on
go ahead,
this.
go ahead, go ahead.
I think OKC beats Minnesota in like to say 6 games.
This is the hardest series for me because
Can I explain why first
yeah, yeah, go ahead, go
before you get
ahead.
into it? Because I just think that Anthony Edwards has impressed me, but he's one of those guys where he dips a little
He's
bit.
impressed you?
Well, yeah, as much as I'm upset at him for what he did to my Lakers, I'm still a fan of basketball at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And what he did last year, same thing. But we can get into Celtics right now if you want.
We already went to Celtics.
I'll go right back to Celtics if
That's
you
not
want.
fair because we're
Okay,
into
okay,
Lakers
then
now.
leave the Lakers out of this.
No.
I just think he's one of those guys that dip in production from time to time, and I
Yeah.
think with guards who are so good, perimeter defense,
Yeah.
like they're so good. Like Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, even Shai, J-Dub's a good perimeter defender. Kason Wallace. If you throw multiple guys at Anthony Edwards, he's gonna have problems.
We
What
saw
has
that
worked?
though. We saw that. We saw that in the
We
Lakers series. We saw that. We saw that in the I would say the Golden State series if that's a series. We saw we not that's not a it's not really a series.
Even the Lakers
Like
didn't even feel like but it was closer
but
because
we no we saw that
yeah,
one game, the one game where the Lakers did win. They threw everything at Anthony Edwards,
and
and he didn't perform as well, and we saw that, but Randall, and God knows how much I disrespect that man's name. Julius Randall in the playoffs. This is the whole playoffs. These are just guys that
what's happening? Rudy Gobert knows how to play basketball.
like
Julius Randle knows how to play. What kind of witchcraft
I
is
can't even
going on
joke
in
about this
Minnesota?
anymore. We can't even joke
Like,
about this.
like,
Like, bro,
I,
it's
but
like
I agree. I understand him, McDaniel's,
Yeah.
DiVincenzo, Nasri, these guys played very well, better than they have played before in the playoffs.
Shay's cousin.
But not him so much. But
Shay's cousin.
he still can do some
He's
stuff.
good.
He's good. He's not Shai, but he's good. But I just think that
Wow.
you looked at the two teams that Minnesota played, Lakers, Golden State. Both of them didn't have height at all on their team. You look at OKC, complete opposite now.
Yeah.
So you look at a team with Lakers and Golden State. Both don't have height. Both lack perimeter defense. You look at OKC; they have height and they don't lack on perimeter defense. So I think that kind of changes the whole the dilemma up with Minnesota.
Do you believe Minnesota's a good defensive team?
Yes.
Do you believe that do you think that if J-Dub doesn't product offense and
which he hasn't. He hasn't. Yeah. Yep.
And Shai and Shai's
McDaniels on Shai will be very interesting.
They throw and maybe contain him to like 20 points. So we'll say 20 points because you can't stop. You're not gonna stop a player like Shai, like an actual superstar, right? So let's say 20 points, right? Do you think that if they can get around guarding Shai like that, and J-Dub, even with fine defense, he's not going to be in a 7-game series the main scorer. He's able to do that for a game. Don't get me wrong, J-Dub.
Yeah, but not effectively,
not for
consistently.
A series.
Yeah, I get that.
If McDaniels can actually
but can I turn it on you and say the exact same thing for Anthony Edwards? If they contain Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle doesn't perform very well, aren't Minnesota in the same scenario here?
They have a DiVincenzo. They have the guys to go out to. That they're gonna double. They're gonna double because he's looking for that. He's looking for that, and you can even say that about Shai. To be fair, they're looking for that contact. They go down low. They look for that foul. They look for that that shot that the player that's open right there when they're getting doubled, because Oklahoma is a very good playmaking team. Like I remember I've been watching the Denver and Oklahoma series. Whenever the defenses really collapse on Shai, he'll find that J-Dub. He'll find Duke Dennis's Asian brother. He'll find He'll find all these guys. Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso is a good offensive player now. I don't get it.
Oh my god, he can shoot. Like he's actually like
he didn't do that on Lakers.
He was amazing on Lakers. I'm so mad that they lost him due to the luxury tax nonsense. But I just want to say I think it'll come down to how well each team's bench plays. Because like I said, if we have these guys matching up against each other on offense and on defense in the starting lineups, it's who can come off the bench and give you that 10 to 15 points a night that can kind of put you over the. Now, I'm leaning towards Minnesota on that scenario because they have Naz Reid, six man of the year. They have DiVincenzo, who could win 6 man of the year as well. He played amazing for the Knicks last year as well. So
they have pieces. They have
really
good pieces,
but
bro.
But I think defensively, OKC's better.
Oh no,
in terms of just what they have, and it just OKC can throw again, very similar to the Pacers. The Pacers are kind of like a mini version of OKC in that sense because they have 9 to 10 guys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not there yet. They're kind of like the generic version, right?
They're like the no name.
OKC
brand,
Thunder, where they have 9 to 10 guys similar with OKC, can go out there, give you amazing minutes, amazing production. They just don't have the guy just yet, but OKC does. They have Shai. So I think OKC wins in 6.
Can I say something before I say my prediction?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right here. I want to say how, as much as I hate the Celtics not being in this conversation, and as you hate the Lakers not being in this conversation, I just want to say how great it is.
There's no anxiety at all. I know exactly what you're gonna say because I feel it. Even talking about it, there's no stress, there's no anxiety, there's no worry, there's no hatred, there's no sadness, there's nothing. I don't feel. I just feel pure passion talking about it. I don't feel a certain way because I don't have to go after this and watch the Lakers lose and be standing up all the time. Like I don't.
I know the conversation. It actually gave you heart palpitations, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So,
also these 7 years, of new constant championships have been almost refreshing, right? Because we got out of the Golden State era, we got out of the LeBron era. Thank God.
No.
We got out of all these. Like, look at the 90s. Jordan, Hakeem, Jordan, Shaq.
I get it.
Pistons, Spurs.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
over and over again. I was
Hmm.
looking at a stat throughout the history of the NBA. I believe it was, I might have been mistaken, either 77% or 88% around that have been reoccurring teams where these
No,
teams
it's definitely refreshing to
so
see new teams, new faces, and
and
see
what
how
these championships mean to these players'
and
careers.
because they're all young
Yeah.
too. Look at each team; they're all young. They're
The,
all
the
like young
old head of
too.
it is Jalen Brunson. He's 28. That's the prime of your career right there. And
So
I
it's definitely refreshing, and I'd like to see who steps up, especially not being in this position for either guy.
Mhm.
It's going to be really interesting to watch. But I want to hear your prediction.
Okay.
What do you have? Truthful again, not from an
So no
emotional
emotional.
standpoint
Yeah.
because Shai is going to be Jokic in the MVP conversation. You're
Yeah.
mad about that. Just straight up, logically speaking,
Mhm.
who do you think wins this
You
series?
you heard me barking for the Timberwolves, and most of the video I've been kind of like, and even the last video I've been downplaying Oklahoma in a way, I'd say, but bro, they're the best team out of this whole the four final teams, and whoever they play in the finals, and that's a kind of hint of my prediction. They're gonna win. So I have Oklahoma City Thunder in six.
Six.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. I I want to see what Minnesota can do with this kind
I
of
could see seven.
newly.
I could see seven.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
could see seven.
Yeah.
If Ant comes out and they take like a game
I'm not
at the
sold on
at the
I'm not sold on Ant just yet in terms of what he can do against OKC's defense. That's it. That's all I
yeah
want to say. Like just Lou Dort, I feel like Lou Dort will give him problems. And then when Lou Dort's not on you, you have Alex Caruso on you. When
yeah.
he's not on you, you have Shea or J
Mhm,
Dub or
mhm,
Kason Wallace. Like you're gonna have problems. And
mhm.
what I will say is Minnesota doesn't have that many guys to throw on Shea. It's just
Yeah.
McDaniels. McDaniels, and maybe occasionally you'll put Anthony Edwards on him.
Mhm.
You don't have many pieces to throw on Shea. So I think Anthony Edwards could definitely get a lot more tired, more fatigue in the series. We'll see. We'll see.
That was our predictions. I want to thank y'all for tuning in.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, we'll be in tune for after, the conference finals and the matchup for the finals, and then we'll lay down a prediction for that. Um, and yeah,
Appreciate it.
peace out.